Hi there, all. Welcome. It's me, Stranger Shell, and welcome to the Ocean Hive, the YouTube channel where we can talk about life and everything. So, the very first topic that we will be talking about this channel is the one that everyone probably already finished way past this stage of their lives, and others are just only dealing with it just now. So, we're gonna be talking about having your first crush or crushes. So, every people have different opinions about it. Some people say it's just only an admiration and that you'll probably just grow and to become mature enough. Others would really say that it has really nothing to do with actually what true love is or what it is, but it's really the only similarity to all of us is that we have to go through with this, as some people would not like to experience it, but somehow we have to deal with this feeling somehow at some point in our lives. So to better deal with this, we have some following few tips that you can actually follow in order for you to deal if you're actually having difficulty dealing with this and you don't like the feeling of what you're feeling about it right now. So there are actually some few tips that we'd like to share to you so that you can actually cope and of course move on and continue with your life as you struggle or as you face this stage or this feeling. So the first thing that you have to remember is to be yourself. Now I know this is very cliche, but changing some personalities, because when we have crush or we have an attraction, we always look down to ourselves and we always tell ourselves that we are not enough actually, and that leads us to change some aspects and trying to pretend to be that we are not, and that is really not helpful at all. So it's so not helpful to pretend someone that you are not, and it can really lead to a very huge mess, especially if we don't know if you and your crush actually end up together, and just because you are trying to pretend someone that you are not, and that can be devastating. So sometimes you have to remember in general that in our society it's not about fitting in. Sometimes society also needs to accept who we are and what we really are, and what we really are, and they need to accept us. And now I'm not really saying that changing some aspects or personality is all that bad, because sometimes it's also part of growing. We also need to eliminate some of the personalities that is not pleasing to other people, but that is a different topic. So number 2 is remember that it's just only a phase or a stage. Don't feel so obsessed with it. Don't waste too much time or pay attention too much time of it, because it's just only a stage. It's just only a phase, and you're actually going to become more mature about it, and you're going to deal with it. And at the end of the day, it's just only a feeling for me, but for other people it's different. But for some people it's just only a feeling that you'll have to deal or you have to face. So remember that it's just only a phase, and it's just only a stage that you have to face or you have to deal. The third one is to stop daydreaming. Now I know we can see many different people, like they idolize a lot of superstars, they idolize a lot of singers, and it can really lead to a very unhealthy practice or whatever it is, or lifestyle. Sometimes others would even sacrifice their studies just to watch their concert, for the reason that the person or the performer is their all-time crush. And it's okay. Becoming a fan is very okay, but you have to stop the daydreaming, especially it affects your productivity in life. In life, there are a lot of things that we also need to accomplish. We have our homework, we have our job, we have our daily routines that we have to finish. There are deadlines that we need to deal. And if your crush really gets you from, or stopping you from finishing a task, or finishing a certain project, and if it starts to interfere your life to become more productive, then I suggest you need to stop daydreaming and put a fine line between what is fantasy and what is reality, because sometimes we need to wake up. We need to wake up. We cannot just dream all the time. We also need to wake up and also be part of reality. And there's nothing wrong about daydreaming. We can all daydream, but do it in a more productive way. And if it starts to affect your ability to become more productive, then that is not healthy anymore. So if you're dealing of having a crush right now and you're really daydreaming, you're always thinking about that person day and night, 24 hours, 7 days a week, then that is not healthy anymore. You are obsessed and you might end up becoming like a stalker. And we don't want that. So please stop daydreaming. And the last advice that we can give to you here in Ocean Hive is, if it really worth the shot, you can always approach the person. But here's just the thing that you'll have to remember. The first one is you gonna have to prepare yourself, because this might lead you to a heartbreak. From crush, your heart might be crushed. So you have to consider things. If you really want to get that person to like you, because you have all that right, of course, then you also need to be ready also. You need to be ready when you approach that person and when you want to have a relationship with that person. So you're gonna have to be ready with the two outcome, the success and the failure. So if it really, the success, I won't say a lot about the success part. If you're successful with pursuing that person, then good for you. But if you fail, then know that it's not really your fault. And it's not also that person's fault. It's just maybe there's just really things that really did not work for both of you. And the thing is, if he or she starts to become a jerk about it, or to become a bully about it, and it's really a blessing that it did not happen, and you have to get yourself out from that situation as much as possible, and be thankful that, oh, I just really made, because not even a single that person who starts to bully you just because he or she knows that you're actually attracted to her or him, well, doesn't even deserve a slight inch of your admiration, because you are beautiful. You are beautiful of what you are and who you are. And it's a really a blessing to know early, because what will happen if his true color will be revealed and you already caught into having relationship with that horrible person. So that's just it. But you have to really think of it. You have to ask an advice from your friends. Do not do the Julia Roberts line, like at least when you do it, what I mean is have your reputation and your dignity intact. At least whatever it is, you can still walk away with your head held up high. With you still have your reputation and your dignity intact. Don't be like you're actually begging for that person to love you. You can just message him or her, invite him to I don't know, whatever it is that really fits you. But what I'm trying to say here, if you're going to approach the person, don't rush it. What happens when you rush things out. So you have to remember that one too. So that's just it. Just a short review. Okay, so if you're actually feeling it, if you're actually dealing with this kind of feeling, the first thing you need to do is to be yourself. Second is remember that it's just only a phase, and you'll probably, get rid of it as you approach maturity. And the third one is stop daydreaming. Don't let it affect you too much, and don't become so obsessed with it. If you are a die-hard fan of something, don't be so obsessed, especially when it gets your studies, especially it gets your productivity. It's not really worth it. And if really everything really permits, then you can always approach the person, but you have to think with it. Think of it carefully, analyze it carefully, and have yourself ready. So that's just it. From the Ocean Hive, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and give it a thumbs up. If you also have some few comments, if you also have some other comments that you would like also to suggest, please comment down from the comment section down below. So that's it, my fellow friends. Welcome to the Ocean Hive, and I'll see you for the next video. Thank you.